Hey everyone, it's LaShonda from Labors of Love here with another Therapy Thursday. Today, I want to talk about know-it-alls. Have you ever met a know-it-all? And what I mean by that is a person who always has to be right. So in seemingly just regular conversation, when someone says something, this person might chime in to overstate something that's already been stated or to give their opinion about something. And it's been my experience, or, well, are you a know it all? Based on that, do you find that you have to interject? That when someone says something, if you agree, you have to tell why you agree. If you disagree, you have to tell why you disagree. And it's hard to kind of not be actively engaged in sharing what you know in various conversations and situations. I want to talk about that a little bit because sometimes it's been my experience, whether my own annoyance and frustration with people like that, or me watching other people be annoyed and frustrated when people show up that way. I just like to give a slight perspective. People who grow up in family systems and social structures that are unsafe and punitive and harsh, oftentimes, well, always have to find a way to navigate that situation. And sometimes people were expected to show up in ways without flaw, they had to be perfect. And we know there's no such thing as perfect, but those who grow up with the expectation of being perfect, or they determine that being perfect may keep them away from isolation or punishment, will oftentimes turn into what we call know-it-alls because they're still in survival mode. What made me think of this is I was doing one of my, I was in session for one of my 6-week courses, and we got to talking about it. And I used to say this all the time. It's not that I always have to be right. I just can't be wrong. And I had to explore that. If you find that you fit somewhere in the spectrum of know-it-allness, is it about being right or is it avoiding being wrong? I find that there was a part of me that just wanted to avoid error. I wanted to be perfect in some way, right? Because if I did things so well and I was so perfect and I knew things, then people would want to connect with me. That's one aspect of it. But essentially, if I was right or was not wrong, people wouldn't want to disconnect from me. I was steadily trying to earn my value in places. Does that resonate for you? Could that be true for someone in your life? I'm not saying that it's not totally annoying when someone is constantly interjecting, but I find that if we can get curious around I wonder why this person is showing up in this space this way, it leads to us building compassion and empathy. So in that case, instead of maybe moving to this person always trying to be right, so now I got to prove them wrong, instead of confronting their needing to be right with let me make you wrong, what if we created the space to say, you're safe here. You don't have to earn your keep here. You don't have to be right. You don't have to avoid being wrong. You get to just be. I would imagine, while confusing and may take a person a while to really grasp that concept, it could be totally freeing when someone is given that invitation. So I don't know how you would say it. I'll let you kind of develop that. But for me, that's what I say when I encounter some of these people. Sometimes it's people who are constantly justifying what they've done. And I'll just say, hey, you get to just be with me. You don't have to justify. You just get to be. I have watched that, and I don't just mean that in a professional capacity. I say that to people in a personal capacity too. And I watch how their body responds to the invitation to just be. And so that is the offering I have for us this week. When we encounter people, and this is, I feel, universal, maybe I'm talking specifically about the person who shows up as the know-it-all, but the person who shows up in whatever capacity, can we get curious about it instead of making judgments? And can we make space and just invite people to just be with us? What would it be like if we just be together? I wonder how that would transform relationships. So that's what I'm offering. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach me at my website, www.thelaborsoflove.com. We're on all the major social media outlets, including TikTok. If you haven't already, head on over, follow us on TikTok. Don't forget our YouTube channel where all of our Therapy Thursday videos are housed. And if you haven't already, give us that 5-star rating, write a review, send the podcast to your loved ones and friends. Until we connect again, you all be well.